What if the thing that changes your life isn't money, luck, or opportunity, but the courage to create something the world doesn't believe in yet? This is the story of a man who failed, was mocked, went broke, and still changed the world forever. This is the story of Henry Ford. Long before factories hummed and automobiles filled the streets, Henry Ford was just a boy on a quiet Michigan farm, born in 1863 into a life already planned for him. The plan was simple: work the land, live modestly, repeat what generations before had done. But Henry was restless. While others measured days by sunrise and harvest, Henry measured them by curiosity. He was endlessly fascinated by machines, how gears moved, how engines breathed life into metal, how one small idea could change the way everything worked. 13, Henry took apart a pocket watch, not because it was broken, but because he needed to understand it. That moment lit a fire that never went out, a mind that would not settle. Farm life taught Henry discipline, but it also taught him what he didn't want. He saw hard work that never truly ended. He saw effort without leverage, and he wondered why human labor had to be so exhausting. Machines, he believed, could free people. At 16, against his father's wishes, Henry left the farm for Detroit. He had no degree, no money, and no guarantees, only a belief that invention could reshape life itself. By day, he worked as a machinist. By night, he experimented with engines, often until exhaustion overtook him. Failures followed him relentlessly. Engines failed to ignite. Designs collapsed. Investors doubted him. But Henry Ford did not see failure as defeat. He saw it as data. Failure before breakthrough. Before the Ford Motor Company ever existed, Henry Ford failed, again and again. His first business collapsed. His second followed the same fate. Friends urged him to find stability. Critics labeled him impractical. But Henry held onto a belief that would define him. Failure is simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. Every mistake refined his thinking. Every setback sharpened his focus. He wasn't trying to create a perfect machine. He was trying to create a better system, the question that changed the world. Automobiles existed before Henry Ford, but they were expensive, unreliable, and reserved for the wealthy. Henry asked a radical question: what if the automobile wasn't a luxury, but a necessity? What if ordinary people could afford it? To answer that, he didn't just invent a car, he reinvented production itself. In 1908, the Model T was introduced, but it was the moving assembly line introduced in 1913 that changed history. Instead of workers moving around a product, the product moved to them. The results were revolutionary. Production time dropped from hours to minutes. Costs fell dramatically. Cars became affordable. Invention had unlocked access. How invention changed Henry Ford's life. Invention gave Henry Ford more than wealth. It gave him purpose. He wasn't driven by status. He was driven by efficiency. He didn't chase recognition. He chased improvement. As his systems improved, so did his life. Success followed invention, not the other way around. Henry Ford became proof that solving real problems creates real impact. How it changed the world. The assembly line transformed more than manufacturing. It reshaped global industry, labor productivity, urban expansion, modern work culture. Henry Ford even raised wages so workers could afford the products they built. A radical move at the time. Transportation reshaped cities. Mobility reshaped opportunity. Time itself seemed to move faster. One idea changed how the world worked. The lesson that still matters today. Henry Ford's greatest legacy wasn't mechanical, it was mental. He showed the world that curiosity is the seed of invention. Failure is feedback. Systems beat talent. Vision turns effort into impact. While others waited for perfect conditions, Henry created them. He didn't ask if change was allowed. He asked how it could be improved. A message for you. Henry Ford was not born extraordinary. He became extraordinary by refusing to accept limits as final. He questioned the ordinary. He embraced failure. He believed invention was a responsibility, not a risk, and that belief reshaped the world. Final reflection. Every invention begins with dissatisfaction. Every transformation begins with curiosity. Every world-changing idea begins with someone brave enough to challenge how things have always been done. Henry Ford didn't just build cars. He built a future, and his story leaves us with one enduring truth. If you want to change your life, create something that changes the world.